Good evening everyone. This is Brinda from the Department of BCom CS. Today we can see about the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952 in Industrial Law. We can get into the video. The first one is Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act. It was enacted in the year 1952. Next we can see about the meaning of it. The first one is Social Security Legislation, which means this policy will ensure the social securities for the employees. Second one is it aims to providing a social security and timely monetary assistance to industrial employees and their families, which is tell about the it act as a securities as well as they will provide a monetary terms in the manner of money to their families in case of any emergency or unavoidable situations like death also. The third one is this act was enacted in the year 15th November 1951, but it was replaced by Employees Provident Funds Act 1952, which will be used by us. Next one is a meaning of this act. The Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act is a social legislation to provide for the institution of provident fund, pension fund and deposit linked insurance fund for employees working in a factories and other establishment, which means it the Provident Fund Act is one type of a social securities to their employees. They will be provided the money in the manner of provident fund, pension fund and deposit linked insurance for their employees in the case of emergency. The main aim of this act is to ensure the timely security as well as a timely monetary assistance to industrial employees as well as their families in case of the emergency or in distress also. Next one is the schemes of this act. The act has provide us three types of scheme for the benefit of the employees. First one is section 5. In section 9 is Employees Provident Fund scheme, which is it will be promote retirement savings, and section CA it will promote a post retirement pension, and section C it promote a relief to family in case of any death or emergency. This policy will be applicable to the employees who is having the salary of less than 15 only, and this act will be extended to all of India. In this act they include basic wages, dearness allowance and retaining allowance also. Next one is some of the definition from that appropriate government section 2A, which tells about it is the relation to the establishment belongings to under the control of the central government, which tells about some of them sectors may be included in the central government, and other than that some may be included in the state government. The related issue should be handled by the concerned departments only. The first one is a railway company, a major port, a mine, a controlled industries, which will be handled by the central government. Other than that, this remaining will be handled by the state government. Next one is the authorized officers section 2A. This will be include Central Provident Fund Officer, Additional Central Provident Fund Officer, Deputy Provident Fund Officer. This will be the appointment of the commissioner in this act. Third one is a contribution section 2C. Contribution section 2C is respect of a member under a scheme or the contribution payable in respect of employees, which will be tell about how the employees contribute amount in their company. This is the contribution pie chart. If salary is less than 15,000 and salary is more than 15,000. If salary is less than 15,000, it is not a compulsory to contribution, but if the salary is more than the 50,000, it is a compulsory. These are all the notified establishment, and which is 18,000, 1,800, 12% of 50,000, and for if salary is more than 15,000, 12% of pay and 10% of pay also. Next one is we can say about the 10% of the basic wages. 10% of the basic wages, it is a contribution to the employer to EPF. They include basic wages, dearness allowance and retaining allowance, if any, for the time being to each of the employees, whether employed by him directly or through a contract also. Next one is sometimes it will be exceed to 12% also. Dearness allowance. Dearness allowance is in the manner of food concession allowed to employees or some other expenses also. Retaining allowance is the allowance payable to the employees for retaining service, which means the company is charging a salary when they are unemployed also. 10% of rate is applicable for only if any establishment is less than the 20 employees, and second one is any sick industrial company which has been declared as a board for industrial and financial reconstruction, and the third will be any establishment which is at the stage of a loss or the net worth is in the loss stage, which will be considered as a 10% rate. The followings are the applicable. One is a Jute, BD, Brick, and these are the companies which will be come under the 10% of rate. Next one is previously we can see about the employer contribution. In it we can see about the next we can say about the employee contribution, which is equal to the contribution payable by the employees. If they want a PF and they want a savings in future, they must contribute in it. Next is tell about the may make contribution exceeding the prescribed rate by subject to the condition the employer shall not be under any obligation, which is it is not a compulsory to the employees to charge this limit or we cannot charge any limit if it's there a wish to a contribution to this employees also. Next one is if employees is needed money urgently, they can withdraw that PF, but the employer or the industries may have a certain criteria. Of them, the first one is purchase of a house, means they can withdraw. Second one is a construction of house. Next one is a repayment of loans. For the fourth one is a withdrawal within 1 year before the retirement, and the withdrawal up to 75% of the balance if not employed from 1 month or hour. These are the withdrawal of the fund. If the employee is needed, they have to fulfill this criteria, they can withdraw their money. Next one is the advance of the fund. Some of the criteria in which the employees also withdraw of them is illness case. Next one is a marriage or any education, and third one is a natural disaster, and fourth one is a granted to members affected in the supply of electricity, which is a natural disasters by the humans. Next we can see about the employees pension scheme. The central government framed employees pension scheme for the purpose of providing they have been held this policy for this purpose only. One is a superannuation pension and retiring pension or permanent total disablement pension, and widow or widows pension, children pension or orphanage pension also, which will be explained under section 6A. Next one is we can tell about the employee also contribute, but it is not true. The PF will be contributed by the employer and the employee only. The benefit will be enjoyed by the employee. This will be the truth behind the Provident Fund. There is no contribution from the employees. The employer is to contribute 8.33% of the basic wages, dearness allowance and retaining allowance. If they concern of the employees, they may be specified in the pension scheme also. Contribution is not payable when the employee accrues 58 days, since the scheme may cease on the completion. This is the diagram of it. The employer contribution is 8.33 and employer is nil. Next is a employees deposit link insurance scheme. This scheme will be insured by the central government under the section 6C. In it they tell about it applies to all factories and other establishments to which the act applies. This will be enacted in all the state but not in Assam. The weight ceiling limit under this is the one type of insurance which will be increased to 6,500 to 5,000, and the benefit will be enjoyed by the employees up to 2.5 lakhs to 6 lakhs. This is the diagram of the UP Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous. Next, these are all the sections in section 14 and 14A. These are the penalty section by the employees if they have do any fraudulent activities against the company or employer also. Offence by company section 14A. In it, if any person who is in charge of a company committing offence under this act shall be liable and punishable. If the employee is unloyal to their company, they should be liable to this company also. If a company committed an offence, if it is proves that it was committed by the consent of any director or manager, that the person should be liable to it. Next one is a enhanced punishment in certain case of after provision convention act. Whoever have been converted by a court or an offence act, the same offence shall be subject to it. They should be paid 20,000 and should have a 2 or 5% in imprisonment also. Power to record damage. The Central Provident Fund or Commissioner or such other commissioner shall be help the companies to withdraw or recover the damage which will be held by the employees also. One is a payment of any contribution to the fund, transfer of accumulation, payment of any charges and any of the conditions which will be applicable also. Thank you.